of the week. We're going to take a look at coaching hot seat rankings. We got the top 5 coaches in danger of losing their job, and also I got the division standing so we could take a look at all these teams, how they're doing, and why some of these coaches may be fired. But yeah, Seth, Jesse, who do you want to talk about here first? Who do you think is the most in danger?
I think Brian's going to get fired because, I mean, he keeps messing up. I mean, the Giants is just not where they
Oh, my God. This is a
at.
personal shot.
I'm just playing with you, man.
There's nothing.
I'm joking. Nah.
Go ahead.
Honestly, I feel like the only one that maybe really does need to get fired is Kevin Stefanski, because the way that they're handling this whole quarterback situation, it's just horrible. First off, they didn't want to draft him, and then they want to put him at the end of the depth chart. Then later on, you found out that a team's trying to give them a draft pick for him, and he asked for a second-round draft pick.
You know, I actually agree with you on this one because I feel like they're doing dumb stuff with their quarterback situation. I don't really blame Mike McDaniel as much with the Dolphins. I feel like they've just been hit with the injury bug. And the same thing with the Giants. I feel like if the Giants were healthy, you know, he could be in the running for Coach of the Year because I feel like they would have a superb record if it wasn't for all the injuries and the BS calls that the Eagles like to do. But beyond that,
All right.
Aaron Glenn, yeah, he should be in danger too. Yeah, so I'll give it to Glenn and Stefanski. What are you going to say, Seth?
All right, so I'm going to start with the top. Okay, Mike McDaniels, yes, his first season with the Miami Dolphins, he did good. But it just looks like last year he just pretty much started to lose the team. Tyreek Hill, you know, pretty much is already mentally clocked out. Tua, Mr. Passive Aggressive and constantly throwing teammates under the bus, and also his coach. I think him and Tua just don't see eye to eye. I think them winning will mask a lot of the issues, but it won't really fix it. Because I think there is a problem in that locker room, and especially with Mike McDaniels and Tua. Now, I personally feel like Mike McDaniel would be a better offensive coordinator than a head coach. I just don't think he has that. Yeah, I don't think he can lead boys to men. You know, I don't think that players are going to run through a brick wall for him.
True, yeah, because Jalen Ramsey left, you know, people like that.
Yeah, and I just think that Miami's in, you know, a potential rebuild. So I think that he's going to be gone at the end of the year. Next, Brian Daboll. Okay, so his first year, okay, he brought us to the playoffs. You know, he had Daniel Jones, but ultimately after the first year, I mean, Daniel Jones just wasn't getting it.
Okay.
They let Saquon go. And look what Daniel Jones is doing. Look what Saquon does.
Wait. Do you blame him for the Saquon situation? I blame for the Daniel situation, not the Saquon.
Hold on, I'm gonna go full circle. I blame the GM.
Yeah.
For which one?
For the Saquon, and then also letting Xavier McKinney go, Julian Love, and all these other players. But here's my thing though.
What?
I think the only thing right now that's keeping him is because you don't want to fire a head coach with a rookie quarterback.
True.
So
It's traumatizing.
I think, if I'm being honest, Daboll is just not the guy, because ultimately our defensive coordinator sucks, and it was his decision to bring in our coordinator, Shane Bowen. We had Wink Martindale, but him and Wink didn't get along. Those were the years that we made the playoffs. And so I think that he's going to end up going because the defensive coordinator sucks. And I will give it to you that he did want Jackson Dart, because our GM, Joe Sheen, did not want Jackson Dart. He wanted Shador. That's why reports were coming out that they were split. So he said, look, get me this guy. No, get me this guy. Let me work with him. And I think Jackson Dart is making Daboll look a lot better.
I can see that.
Because look how much talent the Giants have. So I personally think that Daboll's gone, along with the defensive coordinator and our GM. But I'll get into that later. Aaron Glenn, the way he can keep his job is depending on how they finish, because he's a first-year head coach and they don't have the franchise quarterback. But if you're the Jets, you're in a weird situation, because it's like, you know, the Saints, they suck. The Browns, they suck. And the Dolphins suck.
True.
And all have the same record. And they all need quarterbacks.
Definitely.
So, like, do you know what I'm saying? Suck for the rest of the year and do what the Giants did and get your guy a quarterback? Or you just, like, end up losing and then Aaron Glenn getting fired at the end of the year. It just depends. You know what I'm saying?
That's
because
true.
they do need a quarterback. But the problem is, if they
thing.
keep winning, they're not going to get their guy, even though this is a quarterback heavy class though, so they
You
might
think
be
so?
fortunate.
I don't think no quarterback. What quarterback is? I mean, I'm thinking
Mendoza looks good. Mendoza,
Beck,
Indiana.
Carson Beck, made from UM.
No.
He's going to be most likely win the Heisman.
He's going to be a backup. He'll be a backup. Carson, he'll be a backup quarterback.
I'm going to see.
He's going to be a backup at best. He's not going to be better than Dart. None of these quarterbacks will have an impact like Dart, except maybe Mendoza, depending on
what Mendoza played for.
Indiana.
Yeah. Mendoza's okay.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Okay. Anyway, Zach Taylor, it's time to go.
I think they beat the hell out of that's Utah.
Yeah. Zach Taylor, it's time to go. I mean, the fact that, they're just too dependent. I mean, that's not really his fault in regards to the talent that's brought in. But the fact is that they had no business losing to the Jets with the talent that they have. Even though they don't have Joe Burrow, still, you got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Like, you can't be losing to the Jets.
They threw both 38 points.
That's
a defensive thing.
Well, it is a defensive thing.
They lost it at the end, but it shouldn't even have been that close.
Still, they came back, and you as a head coach.
They played down to their competition.
You need to tell your defensive coordinator, hey, get your shit together. It's the ultimate collapse, and then it comes down to coaching.
True.
And then last but not least, Kevin Stefanski. Horrible way of handling the whole Shador and Dylan Gabriel. I think
he should be fired.
He doesn't like Shador. He has some vendetta against him. Not to say that I think Shador's that guy, because I think he's very limited. I think he's a pocket passer.
True.
And he's the kind of quarterback that needs to be in a perfect situation with an O-line, a good running game, because I don't think he's going to make a lot of plays on his feet.
True, he won't.
He's not really mobile. And that's the problem with today's age when it comes to quarterback. So I think maybe Stefanski's looking at it like that. Like, hey, this guy, there's some things that he can do, but ultimately his style of play just doesn't elevate in today's game. So,
I can see that.
You know what I mean? But they're also in a weird situation too, because they need a quarterback, obviously.
Definitely.
So are they going to tank
2-6?
And is Stefanski
They're not getting another quarterback.
Losing his job to tank? So he's going to have to literally sell the front office and be like, look, I'm going to be real with you. Shador's not the guy. This is who I want to be the guy moving forward. If we can get in a position to do this, this, and that is what, we're going to do.
Okay.
So I don't know. I personally think that Stefanski will be a better coordinator or possibly a head coach, but I just feel like a lot of the teams are going to look at him very differently the way he's handling the situation.
I could definitely see it. I mean, I could definitely see that. So we all voting on the same person. So Stefanski most likely is going to be the one out.
I think Zach Taylor might get a pass because the GM is more on the GM, because the GM has not still gone out and fixed the defense.
And injuries.
And they drafted a prima donna from that one guy that was overrated, had 2 career sacks in college from A&M, Sled or something.
Yeah, Sled.
Yeah, what has he been doing?
Nothing. But that's who we got, who's on our hot seat. But y'all comment down below. Who do you think's finna get fired? Are they gonna get fired before the end of the season? Or do you think everybody's gonna be fired during the off season? Is it? I mean, I don't think it's that bad.
I think maybe 1 to 2 will be fired.
I think
before the season's over with.
Yeah, 1 to 2 coaches.
I think Stefanski could be fired.
Yep.
And I feel like
McDaniels. Depending on how bad they lose against the Ravens.
Not Mickey D.
I said
Daniels.
give it 2 more games with McDaniels. And I think Daboll and Glenn are gonna make it through the year.
Okay. All right.
But one of them will be fired at the end of the year.
Facts. So yeah, comment down
maybe
below
both.
Who you agree with, who you disagree with. What do you think your team's doing? Comment down below how your team is doing. But let's keep it